Hi, and welcome to the March 2021 Bourne Review. I'm Susan Barlow. First, some headline news and announcements. Beginning April 12th, vehicle travel over the bridge will be reduced from the current 2 lanes in each direction to a single 12-foot lane in each direction as repairs to structural steel supports and the bridge lighting system are conducted on the Sagamore Bridge. Lane restrictions will be in place 24 hours a day until the project is completed. Repair work and lane restrictions are scheduled to end prior to Memorial Day weekend. Town Administrator Anthony Schiavi appointed Interim Fire Chief David S. Cody to the permanent position of Fire Chief for the town of Bourne. Chief Cody has served as the interim chief for just over a year. Bourne's search for a new chief was done internally. A total of 4 Bourne firefighters applied for the position. Assistant Fire Chief David Palonzi and Deputy Chiefs Paul Weeks and Ryan Hayden were the other candidates. Town Administrator Anthony Schiavi proposed funding a Department of Human Resources with a Director of Human Resources at the March 19th Finance Committee meeting. The town has been without a Human Resources Director since budget cuts occurred in 2016. Mr. Schiavi also recommended a new Facilities Department, which would include a Director, a Facilities Manager, a skilled laborer, a part-time electrician, and 2 custodians, one for the community building and one for Town Hall. Also to be created is an Information Technology Management Information Systems Department. It is with great sadness and condolences to his friends and family that Jim Mulvey passed away on March 7th at 97 years old. Bourne has lost an icon. His input and advice will be sorely missed at town meeting and all the many government meetings he attended over the years. Farmers to Families Food Box program is giving away a free box of 32 pounds of food for anyone in need at 10 a.m. every Monday in April at the Bourne High School, located at 75 Waterhouse Road. While Bourne Elementary and Bourne Intermediate schools have returned to full-time learning on April 5th, Bourne Middle School and Bourne High School have delayed their return to in-person learning until after April School Vacation Week on April 26th. The delay is the result of rising COVID cases in Barnstable County. This will give the teachers a chance to be fully vaccinated before returning to full-time in-classroom learning. Massachusetts teachers became eligible for COVID-19 vaccinations on March 11th. Massachusetts designated 4 days where the state's 7 mass vaccination sites will offer first dose appointments for K-12 educators, K-12 staff, and child care workers. These dates are March 27th, April 3rd, April 10th, and April 11th. Bourne Town Meeting and Special Town Meeting will be held on May 3rd. Once again, the quorum will be 15, and it will be held in the gym at the Bourne Middle School at 7 p.m. May 4th is the agreed-upon date if it's necessary to carry over the meeting to a second night. Cape Cod hospitals need blood donations. Appointments are required at all blood drives. To make an appointment at an upcoming blood drive, please visit www.capecodhealth.org/give-blood. As of April 5th, people 16 and older with 1 medical condition are eligible for a COVID-19 vaccination. On April 19th, all Massachusetts residents, workers, and students become eligible. Now for our featured stories. Right whales are back on Cape Cod Bay. Right whales are the rarest of all large whales. There are several species, but all are identified by enormous heads which can measure up to 1/3 of their total body length. All species of right whales have enjoyed complete international protection since 1949. Southern right whales have shown some encouraging population growth since their protection. Northern right whales, however, are the most at risk of all the large whales. Females do not become sexually mature until 10 years of age and give birth to a single calf after a year-long pregnancy. Right whales were decimated during the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries and became close to extinction. Northern right whales are most at risk of all the large whales. The whales number only about 360, and they are vulnerable to ship strikes and entanglements in fishing gear. Just a reminder, Cape Cod Bay is subject to a mandatory speed restriction of 10 knots or less until May 15th. The National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration says there were 89 right whales spotted in Cape Cod Bay on March 21st, including 3 pairs of mothers and babies. Election Day is May 18th. March 30th was the last day to file nomination papers. And here's who's running for what. Don Picard announced he would not seek re-election as moderator. Amy Coolers is the only person running to fill this position. 5 people are running for the 2 selectmen seats. Incumbents Jim Potter and Jared McDonald are up against Finance Committee Chairwoman Mary Jane Mastrangelo, Sandra Goldstein of the Planning Board, and Jane Dumas Otis, a former Dennis selectwoman. Incumbent Barry Johnson is running unopposed for town clerk. Board of Health incumbents Galen Skip Barlow and Donald C. Uiti are both up for re-election without challengers. For the Board of Health, Barbara Pinchota and William Meyer are running for the late Kathleen Peterson seat. Mrs. Pinchota has filled her seat since March. 3 candidates are running for 3 seats on the Planning Board. Christopher Farrell and 2 incumbents, Daniel Doucette and John G. Carroll. William Meyer is also running unchallenged for the non-veteran seat on the Board of Trustees for the Bourne Veterans Memorial Community Center. No one is running for the veteran seat, a possible write-in candidate there. 2 seats are available on the Board of Trustees for the library with 4 candidates running, including myself, Linda Dupuis, Susan Schmidt, and Jacqueline Tardif. 2 seats are available on the school committee. Running are incumbent Paul McMaster and Carrie McRae. The Recreation Authority has 2 seats available with 4 candidates running, including incumbent George Sala, Louis Gallo of the Planning Board, and John Columbe and Christopher McCarthy. Incumbent Thomas Spence is running unopposed to retain his seat on the Housing Authority Board. April 15th is the last day to withdraw from the race and not be listed on the ballot. You can find out more about these candidates at Bourne Community TV's Candidate Forum Night, which will be televised later in April. Bourne is facing some of the most important events in the history of the town. These are monumental decisions, and the paths taken will affect our town for many generations to come. The Buzzards Bay Coalition proposes the Upper Bay Project. This proposal seeks to add 3 to 10 million gallons per day of wastewater treated at an expanded Wareham treatment plant and dumped into our canal using the current Mass Maritime outfall pipe. It is one of the crown jewels of Cape Cod, and it's certainly Bourne's most important asset. Over 3 million visitors per year visit the Cape Cod Canal, which means they visit Bourne. They visit the canal for boating, fishing, biking, walking, picnicking, and photography, and to enjoy nearby activities such as swimming and sunbathing at our beaches. Mass Maritime is currently dumping only secondary treated wastewater into the canal at a rate of 77,000 gallons per day when their school is in session. Wareham's current treatment facility is at capacity. A huge development in Wareham is being proposed at Red Brook. During the Wareham Board of Selectmen's March 16th meeting, the selectmen approved putting the newly revised zoning article on the warrant for their April 10th, 2021 town meeting. This would change the zoning from multi-acre single-family houses to a much more intensely developed use for the Nodos Group proposed Hospitality, Recreation, and Entertainment District. Other developments in Wareham are also being planned. New development called Woodland Cove, a 150-unit apartment complex at the current site of the Starlight Motel at 3102 Cranberry Highway. We need to ask ourselves if we are willing to risk the canal, area beaches, fishing and shellfishing, and our tourist industry, the mainstay of area commerce, in order to support increased development in Wareham. The Buzzards Bay Coalition received a $1 million grant to study nitrogen levels in the area waters and has enlisted some scientists from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution who created computer modeling that says it probably won't negatively affect the canal and area waters, but there's no guarantee. The coalition says that using the existing outfall pipe at the Mass Maritime Academy and discharging directly into the canal is the least expensive solution. An alternative for Wareham would be a groundwater discharge. Also, the proposed multi-purpose machine gun range at Joint Base Cape Cod seems to be moving forward. The Army National Guard wishes to build a 8-lane machine gun range with possible expansion beyond that, on top of the sole source aquifer for drinking water for Bourne. The reasoning is that it is suddenly too inconvenient for soldiers to drive to Camp Ethan Allen in Jericho, Vermont, to practice on their range, which is what they have been doing for years past. The base was declared a Superfund site in 1989, and plumes of underground pollution are still being cleaned up from past base activities at a cost to taxpayers of $1.2 billion. Camp Edwards is located in the 15,000-acre Upper Cape Water Supply Reserve, which was created by state law in 2002 to make sure that activities at the base would not negatively impact the water running beneath it. Andrew Gottlieb, Executive Director of the Association to Preservation of Cape Cod, said the overwhelming majority of comments, 90%, opposed the range. Of the 367 public comments received by the Guard, 330 opposed the project. 9 comments were in support of the project, and an additional 28 took a neutral position, most of those seeking information or requesting an extended comment period. However, in spite of public and abutters' opposition, Christopher Foe, the Executive Director of Joint Base Cape Cod, notified local legislators and towns that after much discussion and deliberation, he is expecting the National Guard Bureau to sign and release a finalized finding of no significant impact report related to the proposed machine gun range. Andrew Gottlieb was critical of the report and on Friday issued a statement to the group's members. While the finding has not yet been released, it represented a full steam ahead approach to the Guard to force this project on Cape Cod with no regard for the requirement to protect the water supply of the Upper Cape or to the impact of the largest forest clear-cut on Cape Cod in recent memory and the resultant impact on climate from the loss of mature forest cover. The replacement of the Bourne and Sagamore bridges. The exact placement of the new bridges is undetermined. Which roads, houses, businesses will be affected is uncertain. How much will the building of the bridges alter and disrupt our town? Will these decisions be made for what is best for the town of Bourne or be more beneficial to through traffic? As citizens, we need to be fully and honestly informed. We need to ask a lot of questions, participate in the discussions, take action when possible, and be vigilant, as these are long-term projects involving many stakeholders in order to get the best outcome for our town. These events are not wholly under our control. Forces outside of our town are lobbying for outcomes that suit their needs. Here's what's happening downtown. Restaurants are welcoming spring, and seasonal restaurants and those that went into winter hibernation due to COVID-19 are now reopening. Please be sure to check hours of operation, as some have reopened with a phased-in approach with limited days and hours. Many of our area ice cream shops have reopened for the season. Here's an update on COVID-19 and the race to vaccinate. At the end of March, a total of 4.5 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine have been shipped to Massachusetts, of which 85% have been administered, and 1.45 million people are fully vaccinated in Massachusetts. Unfortunately, there is a serious uptick in P1 Brazilian variant of the coronavirus on the Cape. 88% of all P1 mutations are found in Barnstable County. This variant is more contagious than the original COVID-19 strain, and the Barnstable County Health Department is urging the public to continue to wear masks, socially distance, wash hands, and take advantage of widely available COVID testing, and to get vaccinated as soon as you're eligible. Step 1 of Phase 4 in the reopening plan began on Monday, March 22nd, allowing 12% capacity at indoor and outdoor stadiums, arenas, and ballparks. Gatherings are allowed for 100 people indoors and 150 outdoors. Overnight summer camps, dancing at weddings, and exhibition halls and convention centers can reopen. This new phase downgraded the July 2020 travel order to a travel advisory. The new travel advisory will urge all persons entering Massachusetts, including returning residents, to quarantine for 10 days upon their arrival if they have been out of state for more than 24 hours. The advisory does not apply to anyone in the following categories: travelers who are fully vaccinated, that is, who have received 2 doses of either Moderna or Pfizer vaccines, or have received a single dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine 14 or more days ago and who do not have any symptoms. Anyone who is returning to Massachusetts after an absence of fewer than 24 hours. Persons who have a negative COVID-19 test result that has been administered up to 72 hours prior to their arrival in Massachusetts. Workers who enter Massachusetts to perform critical infrastructure while they are commuting to or from or while at work. On March 27th, the first of 4 scheduled days where K-12 educators, child care workers, and K-12 school staff were prioritized for first dose appointment at the state's 7 mass vaccination sites. The governor has made these priority days part of an effort to support the Biden-Harris administration's directive for states to prioritize teachers' vaccinations and reopen schools. Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson's 1-dose vaccine are being administered in Massachusetts. The CDC urges everyone to take the first available vaccine. Veterans can obtain vaccinations at the VA hospitals in Brockton, West Roxbury, and Jamaica Plain. For those eligible to get a vaccination, appointments at one of the mass vaccination sites are now obtained by pre-registration. Once you are pre-registered, you will be contacted with an appointment when one becomes available for you. The closest mass vaccination sites to Cape Cod are Cape Cod Community College, the Old Circuit City in Dartmouth, and Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Small sites such as CVS and Walgreens and Stop & Shop and Shaw's supermarkets have appointments opening up daily, so check these sites often. Many folks report that appointments are listed early in the mornings. You may want to download the Walgreens app to help make appointments at Walgreens. Also helpful for finding an appointment is the Twitter bot @VaccineTime. Be sure to enable notifications on Twitter. Or ask someone for help. The 11,000-member Facebook group Cape Cod COVID-19 Awareness and Resources, as well as members of the Bourne residents' Facebook page, have helped hundreds of people book vaccination appointments. Or if you are not online, call the 211 hotline to be added to a callback list for when an appointment does become available. The United States has ramped up to approximately 3 million vaccinations per day. Barnstable County now leads the state in vaccinations. Here are the current coronavirus numbers in area towns as of the last 2 weeks of March. Barnstable, 492 new cases, a positivity rate of 9.63%. Bourne has 53 new cases, a positivity rate of 2.13%. Falmouth has 96 new cases, a positivity rate of 3.5%. Mashpee with 80 new cases, a positivity rate of 6.25%. Plymouth has 322 new cases, a positivity rate of 6.43%. Sandwich has 118 new cases, a positivity rate of 7.23%. Wareham has 61 new cases, a positivity rate of 4.13%. Do you need a COVID test? Drive-through testing is available at the Barnstable County Fairgrounds in Falmouth from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Tuesdays and is free. Additional information about testing, site hours, and scheduling is available at barnstablecountyhealth.org. COVID tests are also available at some CVS and Walgreens locations, as well as Falmouth Hospital, Cape Cod Hospital, Toby Hospital. Visit mass.gov for daily COVID updates. Also check the townofbourne.com website for local COVID updates and barnstablecountyhealth.org for area updates. Here's an update on services. iSwim is once again offering rain barrels at a discount. To order a rain barrel at the discounted price of $79, go to greatamericanrainbarrel.com. Select your state and town and order the color of your choice. For children, the library has story walks every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. in April. It's a self-guided story walk behind the library, ending with a take-home craft. On Thursdays, April 15th, the April 22nd, and April 29th, the library hosts Spring Trailblazers at Monk's Cove. This group will enjoy songs and stories as they walk and hike Monk's Cove. Children, preschool aged and older, along with their parent or caregiver, are welcome to register. On those same dates at 10:30 a.m., it's Stroller Warriors time. This group will enjoy stories and songs while exploring Nickerson Conservation Area. This group is geared for families with babies and toddlers. On Thursdays, April 8th and 15th at 6 p.m., it's Bedtime Stories with Big Ryan. Each Friday at 10 a.m., swing by the library to pick up your Take and Make crafts for kids, a new craft every Friday during April. Available during pickup hours beginning at 10 a.m. while supplies last. If you need more info about these programs, contact Terry Johnson at 508-759-0600, extension 6106, or email her at tjohnson@bournelibrary.org. The Bourne Food Pantry is once again accepting food donations. Send your monetary donations to Friends Food Pantry, P.O. Box 144, Buzzards Bay, Mass. 02532. The pantry is located at 20 Commerce Park in Pecasset. It's open for clients for pickup of food by drive-through only. It's open Tuesdays, 9 a.m. to noon. Don't hesitate to call if you have an urgent need. For more information regarding donations or to schedule an appointment, call the pantry at 508-759-3351 or find them on Facebook at Friends of Bourne Food Pantry. If you're in need of Meals on Wheels or if you can volunteer to deliver them, call Elder Services of Cape Cod 508-394-4630. The Council on Aging has to-go lunches by Sid's Kitchen. Call in your order at 508-759-0600, extension 5300. Well, here's some beautiful photos taken by area photographers showing the beauty that surrounds us. Let's take a look at the calendar. A Daffodil Days Festival will be held on April 10th from 11 to 3 at Uptuxet. Come see 6,000 planted daffodils. It will also feature some vintage cars, a plant sale, and some prepackaged lunches for purchase. It's free and open to the public. April 17th at 2 p.m. at Uptuxet, it's the Save the Cape Cod Canal Committee kickoff meeting. If you're concerned about the proposal to put an additional 3 to 10 million gallons of treated wastewater into the Cape Cod Canal, please come. All are welcome. Masks are required. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and AmeriCorps of Cape Cod hold their annual Cape Cod Canal cleanup from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on April 18th through the 24th. Meet up at the Railroad Bridge. The town of Bourne is sponsoring an Earth Day cleanup event on April 24th from 10 to noon at 3 locations: Monks Park, Keith Field, and Sagamore Beach. On Wednesday, April 28th, it's the last day to register to vote for the May 18th annual town election. Annual town meeting and special town meeting will be on May 3rd at 7 p.m. in the gym at the Bourne Middle School. May 22nd through Tuesday, June 1st, it's the virtual National Marine Life Center annual Feet, Fins, and Flippers 5K. Due to the continued pandemic threat and great participation in last year's event, they're going completely virtual. Run, walk, roll, stroll, flip, skip, indoors or outdoors, from near and afar. Your efforts will save sick and injured seals and turtles. Well, thanks so much for watching this episode of the Bourne Review. Happy spring, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.